everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you are doing great today. You've had a wonderful day, and everything is going fabulous in your life. Hope you like the backdrop. Hope you like everything. We try to make everything a little bit more Valentine-ish, a little bit more bright, a little bit more sunny, you know, to give you guys a little bit of something a little bit more joyful to look at. Other than my smile. I'm just kidding, Anyway, if you're new to my channel, my name is Gabe. Welcome. We're so glad to have you here. You know, pull up a chair, grab yourself a cup of coffee, a cup of wine, you know, a soda, whatever it may be, because today, guys, we're going to be discussing my skincare. So here of late, I went on a little bit of a Shiseido journey, and I have been trying out the skincare now since November. I have used just about everything in the brand. So I'm here to talk about some of my favorite products. And so if you're interested and you want to see what my thoughts are on the Shiseido brand and what my, how I've been really enjoying it, then let's do it together. Okay, guys, we are ready to start on this little Shiseido journey, but to give you guys just a little feedback. So back in November, as I said in the intro, I actually went on a little bit of a journey. I ran out of all my Dior, I ran out of my Chanel, I ran out of my Lancome, I ran out of like so much stuff. And I had options on what I was going to do. Was I going to repurchase? What was I going to do? And I had been on those products for a little while, and I will list, you know, a video. I have the one that I did in, I think it was in July, where I did a night and a day skincare regimen. There are some things that I still kept in that regimen. I didn't lose those, but for the most part, we decided to pick a line that I wanted to try again. And I've used Shiseido in the past, and really enjoyed it, but wanted to journey down it again and see what they had out that I really enjoyed. So I went and I got a bunch of samples, which is fantastic with Shiseido because they do have great samples. And I have a lot of, and you know, since I'm in the industry, I know a lot of people, so I was able to get quite a few of most of all the products. I mean, I tried the lifting line. I tried the lifting line. I tried the Benefiance line. I tried Future Solutions. I tried the Enriched Benefiant. I tried, you name it, I name it. I tried all the moisturizers, all the cleansers. I tried all of them out. Now, I'm not going to go through every single one of all of those products. I'm just going to give you the ones that I enjoyed the most and the ones that worked better for my skin type. They have a lot of great products for normal combination to oily skin, but I'm very dry. And also, if you don't know, or if you're new to my channel, I'm, you know, be turning 52 in April. So, I mean, you know, I have very, very dry skin, you know, and my skin is not completely mature, but I mean, but I'm a mature skin type. So, I mean, if you have that kind of skin type, you may, or if you have very, very dry skin, some of these products may be very, may work for you as well as it did for me. I don't have full sizes of all of them. I'm still using some samples on some of them, and then we'll probably purchase the larger size, but we're just going to go with what I've got and just show you guys what I got and what I enjoyed the most. First up is the, let's just go, we're going to go from basic all the way out. So we'll start with cleansers and all that kind of good stuff first. So first is the Insta Eye Makeup Remover. This is a really good eye makeup remover. It's very gentle. It is a duo face. You do shake it. You put it on the little cotton squares. Shiseido has these great cotton squares. I didn't bring them in here with me, but they're amazing. If you've never tried those, they're $12, I think, for a pack of like, I think it's like 100 or something like that. But they're really, really awesome because they're like really silk cotton and it's really great. But this is great for eye makeup removal. Do I really enjoy it more than the Bifacil or some of the other eye makeup removers that I have? I don't know. I mean, to me, it's still very similar. I think this one's a little bit more gentle than the Bifacil. Bifacil really goes in and really works. So this one's a little bit more gentle. So if your eyes are a little bit more sensitive, you may enjoy this one a little bit more than the Bifacil. But I by Lancome, but I do really like this, and it is a really good eye and lip makeup remover if you're looking for one. And I think it's about $30 or something. I will try my best to leave prices here as we go along because I'll forget because I don't remember all the prices. But it is really good. Next up is let's talk some cleansers. So first let's talk about the cleansing oil. Now this, after trying many of the different cleansers, now I do have three other ones that I do really enjoy. that Shiseido has that I use along this with as a double cleanse. But I used this before, and I use this in the morning to just cleanse my skin or put it on my skin before I get in the shower, and I rinse it off in the shower. And then at night, I use it again before to take off any makeup or any sunscreen or anything like that that I have on my skin. And it is really, really amazing, guys. So if you're looking for a really good cleansing oil, this is really awesome. It's super, super thick, so you don't need a lot of it. Like one pump, maybe 1.5 pumps goes a really, really long way. As you can see, it goes a really long way. It's very, very hydrating. It feels really nice on the skin. And it breaks up the makeup really well. You don't have to use a cleanser after it because it does emulsify if you add water to it, like most balm kind of cleansers or oil cleansers do. But it just makes your skin feel really soft. It makes it feel really good. So again, it's up to you on whether to use another cleanser afterwards. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, depending on my time and what I feel like. I do like to use the second cleanser. And with that said, these are two of the ones that I've enjoyed the most. One of my favorite two cleansers that I have, both of these are foaming cleansers. So this is the Future Solution. This is the extra rich cleansing foam because I'm so dry. Most cleansing foams usually strip my skin because they're not hydrating enough, but this one is perfect. It's got a beautiful consistency to it. You only need like a little bit of it. It goes a really, really long way. It's got a super thick, richness to it. It smells really, really good. By the way, all Shiseido has like a little bit of it has a fragrance to it, but it's more of like a clean fragrance. So it's almost like a spa actual kind of smell. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like a very, if you were to think of a Japanese skincare product, this is what you would probably think of it because it's like luxurious, but it just feels and smells amazing. If you use Clé de Peau, you would also like Shiseido because it's actually, Clé de Peau is owned by Shiseido. But it has that beautiful, luxurious feel to it, but it just smells really good, and it's very, very thick, and you just use a little bit of it goes a long way. You don't need a lot of it, and it foams up quite a bit, but it doesn't make your skin feel dry or tight after you get done using it. You can use this instead of using the cleansing oil, so you don't have to use the cleansing oil. I just like it because my skin's a little dry, and I love something very, very rich and heavy on my skin. It just makes my skin feel better, but I do love that cleanser. And I also like this one. This one's called the Extra Rich Cleansing Milk. This is a little similar to the other one. The foam is, I think it's around $70, so it's a little bit more expensive, but you only need a little bit of it, so a big tube of it will go a long way. But now this one is a little bit more, she is a little bit more on the milky side, but it still foams, so it still has a foaming element to it, so it's not like a lotion cleanser, but it's like a lotion to milk to foam cleanser. So it's very cool, and I think this one's about $35, but again, it's got that really clean smell to it. It just makes the skin feel really good when you rinse it off. So after you do the cleansing oil and everything, if you're doing a double cleanse, it's really awesome. So I've really enjoyed both of these. My favorite out of the trio is the cleansing oil. It's like my favorite. I absolutely love it. So if you're looking for something that maybe you might want to try, that if you're looking for something that's kind of rich, but it still breaks up all your makeup, but you can still use a cleanser afterwards, that is a really good one. If I were to pick one of the products, it would definitely be this one over this one, because I feel like this one doesn't strip my skin, but it just feels a little tighter after I use this one, where this one does not make me feel tight at all. So I really do enjoy this one more over this one. Okay, so next up is two of the essences. Actually, there's three. So yeah, I'm a little extravagant when it comes to essences and lotions because I love the way water adheres to my skin. So, and I have so many people that ask me certain questions like, well, how do you get your skin to look a certain way or whatever? Well, this is one of the reasons why, because I love using this is the Revitalizer Treatment Softening Lotion. This is for all skin types. Now she's not cheap, but it's really good, but it looks just like water. So she's an essence, so she's more of like an essence. So you would use this after one of the other two that I'm getting ready to show you, but it's really awesome, and it's for all skin types. It goes right into the skin, but it just revitalizes the skin. It makes your skin feel really supple. It makes it feel very hydrated. It's just really a beautiful product. The next one is this is another one of the Future Solutions. Now, I don't have the larger size, but I do. This is still of a sample that they give me. I told one of these, I probably will get the larger size whenever I get the chance. But now this one is expensive as well, but she is a very thick, more rich kind of a toner. It's like, it looks like a toner, but again, it's more of a lotion. So I put this on over top of, I do this one first and then put the essence over top of it, and absolutely love it because the essence just kind of seals this in and it just makes the skin look really beautiful. So you look at that sheen and how beautiful it looks. I love the way that these skin make my skin glow, and it just feels so amazing. The way it smells, everything, the feel, it feels luxurious. It feels just pampering. It's very softening on the skin. It just feels really, really good. And there's no alcohol in that one either. So none of these have alcohol in it, by the way, just to throw that out there. But they do feel very soothing and very hydrating. And then this one, sometimes I will switch out with this one. This one is the Treatment Enriched softener, and this one's for normal, dry, and very dry skin. I use it kind of a little bit like an essence, like I do that, but again, I don't use anything with a cotton. I pump it into my hand and just take it and just press it all over my skin. But see, as you can see, it looks just like water, and it goes onto the skin, and you can see it just like really blends into the skin, and it just leaves like a beautiful soft glow, but it doesn't feel really heavy or anything. It just feels just like water. So it just helps to seal everything in, and that's what I like about it so much. Okay, so this next product I got to take the place of my Genifique, because I ran out of my Genifique by Lancome. If you didn't know, I work for Lancome and I love them. I love Genifique. It's one of my favorite products. It's one of the things that I can't live without. But Shiseido happened to have a product that's very similar to Genifique that does things that are a little around the same similarity as Genifique. It may not be exactly the same, but it's like an activator, just like the Genifique, but it is called the Ultimune Power Infusing Concentrate. This product is really awesome, but it is really intense. Like when you put it on, it actually, probably the first 3 or 4 days that I used the product day and night, because you use it before you put any serums on, it made me break out a little bit because it did detox my skin. It did pull out some stuff that was underneath it that I didn't know was there, and I never break out. So it was very unusual, and I was scared that I might be allergic to it or something. I wasn't really sure, but all it was doing was just detoxifying my skin. And so I just give it a couple days, and then after that it went away, and it just gives you this beautiful glow. It makes your skin look really healthy. It keeps it in a really healthy state, just like Genifique does. So it's an activator, so it helps, it helps with preventing of fine lines and wrinkles. It helps to make the skin look more plump and more smooth, and it just makes the overall appearance look more clear, more brighter. It's just a really great product. I bought this at Ulta. I had it with a coupon, and I also had like some money off as well, so I got it at $20, about $20 or $30 off of this one. I will be getting a larger size the next time, but they do have samples of these, so if you really want to try it, and you can use this with any skincare that you have. This product doesn't have much of a smell, I don't remember. It's got maybe a little bit, but not much. There's a little bit of fragrance in it, but not much. But it feels just like water. It goes just like water into the skin, just like Genifique does, and it feels very similar to it. But it is a really good product. I think it's a little bit more potent than Genifique, actually. So it's like I said, I really could see a big difference in using it, and the more I used it, the better I liked it. So that is definitely something that I'm going to keep on using because I've really enjoyed it. So moving on, we're moving quite a lot. We're moving pretty good. Before I get into any of the other stuff that I kind of have, I want to talk about these two. So these are the two latest products that they've just came out with. This is the BioPerformance Skin Filler Night and Skin Filler Day. So these are the new serums. They just came out with them. I want to say it was the end of November or beginning of December that these came out. It's around $2.95 for 2 of the serums. I've really got quite a few samples of these because I'm in the stores all the time. I'm able to pick up samples in different stores. So I've kind of accumulated some so I could really try it to see that if I really liked it. This is definitely worth the $2.95. I would say that I've really enjoyed it. I will get the 2. I mean, we're on a budget, so I have to do what I can. So I buy little things when I can. So I bought little things, and I get, I have, the advantage of being a vendor. So some of the employers will give us a discount. So that does help a lot. So that helps me a lot, save money. And so that does help. But I really did enjoy both of these. They're both very lightweight, but they're very hydrating, and they do a really wonderful job. So it's between these two and one more I'm going to show you that I really enjoyed. I still haven't made up my mind exactly, but I've had quite a few samples of them, and I've kind of went through quite a few of them in the last couple months, which, believe it or not, these samples last a very good while. And I really have enjoyed this one almost as much as I did those two, but I did like those two, but this one I think I like better. And this is the Shiseido Future LX. See how small it is? It's the Ultimate Luminous Serum, and it's called Legendary Amnesia. I probably pronounced it though. I mean, I'm sorry if you're overseas and you're totally doing that wrong, but hey. Anyway, she is expensive because any of the Benefiance Future Solution line, like the cleanser and the toner, that's like their more extreme line. So this is even more extreme than that. So this stepped up another step from that one. I will be sharing some of the Benefiance line with you, but that I've really been enjoying. But I love the serum. I love the cream, but I love the serum even more. And the serum, she's like $4.25. She's not cheap at all. But I mean, one thing I will do, I will save my pennies for something that is really, really good. And I will use that because a lot of people ask me about my skin all the time. This is the one thing that I will invest in. I can cut on makeup. I can cut on fragrance. I can cut on some things. I definitely don't use expensive body products because I go to just Target and Walmart. As you guys, if you didn't know, I'm not a big extravagant when it comes to body stuff. I just use Dove and those kind of products. I'm not really impressed with a lot of really super bougie body products. But now when it comes to this, I'm telling you, it's really beautiful. It's a really beautiful serum. It gives the most beautiful glow. It makes your skin look so beautiful. If you're dry, it has a little bit of it's like a serum. I'm sorry, about to drop it. It has like an oil and a serum mixed together. So it feels just like an oil and a serum, but I don't know if you can even see it, but it just evaporates into the skin. And it does have she does have that Japanese type fragrance, but it just feels and smells incredible and luxurious, and it just makes your skin glow, and it makes it look so beautiful. I do have it on now. Now I've made my skin a little bit more glowy today because I really was doing a skincare video, so I wanted it to look really pretty and glowy, but it does feel amazing, and it is incredible. If you guys get a chance, if you're ever in the stores, get a sample of it just to try it. If you've got a little bit more of a normal to dry skin, you may really enjoy it because it is a really good line. And just remember, it's in the little green bottle, so it's the green. It's the only thing they have that's green. And here is just to show you, this is the cream. So the cream comes, of course, it's in a bigger one when you buy it, but it is a cream, and it is really beautiful too. And you can use these day and night. It's a day and a night cream. You don't have to buy anything separate, but it is a really good product. Okay, so up next, this is it for my samples. So because I've just had so many of these, I was able to which has been nice because Shiseido gave me a gift. I've got gifts from them because I bought from the brand. I bought in the store. And so I've just accumulated quite a few samples. But this is the Urban Environmental Sun Dual Care, and it is SPF 42, and it's oil-free and it has hyaluronic acid in it. This is a beautiful sunscreen. If you guys are looking for a very, very lightweight sunscreen, they give your skin a beautiful glow, and it looks really incredible on the skin, and it feels really light but not heavy. This is a really, really good one. Now, this one does not have a smell to it. If I remember, it smells just more like sunscreen. It smells just like sunscreen. It has a little bit of you can see it's got a little bit like a, not a tint, but it's got a little bit of a, not an iridescent either, but it corrects a little bit of redness. So it kind of corrects a little bit as it actually primes your skin or gives you your sunscreen. This one doesn't smell. Now, this one is the SPF 50. Now, this is the one that Shiseido sells a lot of. So, I know that Shiseido is really known for their sunscreens, and I know a lot of people love their sunscreen. And this one is their top seller. This is the SPF 50, and this is the Ultimate Sun Protector Lotion with the Synchro Shield protection in it. This one also has a little bit of a corrector in it. You can't really see it, but it is very lightweight too. Now, this one's got a little bit more of a clean smell to it, where this one doesn't. So if you're looking for something a little more fragrance-free, this one would be the one you would want to try. This one is just a little bit more. They're both very light. So they both feel very light. They're not heavy at all, which I hate. And I have a lot of problems with sunscreen. That's why I love the Fenty. I love the Fenty Beauty. I love that one by Rihanna. I love that one. It's one of my favorite sunscreens. I'm very picky about sunscreen. It's hard for me to find one that doesn't irritate me or one that doesn't make me itch or burn or anything like that. But these two, neither one of them did. And I've used them both quite often, and I love wearing them on a daily basis. They're both really quite nice. They don't add any extra oil, or they don't make anything feel super heavy, or you don't feel like you want to just wash it off. They're both really good sunscreens. So if you're looking for a good sunscreen, they also make this, and they make them in really large sizes. They have them in smaller sizes and larger sizes. I think it runs all the way up from $25 all the way up to like it can be $67 or whatever, depending on the size you want. Because some people use it on the face and the body, but it is just they're both really beautiful sunscreens. If you're looking for a good one, these are good. And speaking of sunscreen, this is the day cream that I've been using a lot. This is the Benefiant Nutra Perfect. Sorry, I dropped it and nicked it right there on the front of it. But this is the Nutra Perfect SPF 15 day cream. I love this cream. This cream is what I have on now. It's super, super thick. It's got a super thickness to it. But the thing is that it's got a thickness to it because it's for a very dry skin. It's for a very dry skin. And they have like many other ones that are a lot of lightweight. So don't worry if you're looking for something more combination or oily. They do have that for you. And there's more gel creams, and there's other products that you would like a lot better. But if you're dry like me, this one is just really beautiful. It's still absorbed into the skin, but it makes your skin, it feels luxurious enough to where it soaks into your skin, but it still makes your skin not feel dry or tight. And it gives you like a small amount of sunscreen. It doesn't give you the adequate amount, but it's a really good if you're not looking for a heavier sunscreen or something too full broad spectrum sunscreen. You might really enjoy this one. I really love it. It's really beautiful. I've really noticed a difference using it every day. It's just made my skin feel super good. I can't say enough good things about this one. This one's really good. And then while I'm on this one, we're just going to go and talk about the next one. This is the one I've been using at night. I've been using some of the other serums, but some of the little samples, and I've kind of mixed it in. But this is the one that I've used the most of. This is the BioPerformance Advanced Super Revitalizing Cream. Out of all of the products that I tried, this is my favorite. This is my favorite cream. I love the way this cream feels. It feels amazing. You can use this cream day and night. I just prefer having a day cream and a night cream so I don't go through it as fast. Now, I only picked up the 1.7. They do carry this in a 2.5. And for a 2.5, I think it was only like, what was it, 108 or something? It's not much more, but it's a lot bigger. But this cream is just absolutely beautiful. You can see how much I've used of it. I just love it. It's so good, and it evaporates into the skin so beautifully, and it just makes the skin feel and look so nice. And it's got this super clean smell to it. I just love the way it feels. So luxurious. I just can't tell you guys. It feels so good. It's such a good cream. So if you're looking for a good everyday cream for day and night, but you don't want anything with a sunscreen in it, or you want something you want it kind of a little bit more on the richer side, but you don't want it too rich, but you want it enough to really hydrate, this may be one you might want to pick up because it is super good. If you want a lighter sunscreen, I would pick this one up if you want just a light SPF 15 if you don't go outside a lot. But most of us need that extra protection of sunscreen, so I definitely would recommend one of these as maybe a primer or to put over top of one of those. And it does not make the creams or anything feel extra heavy putting that over top of it, so just throwing that out there. But I just really super love that cream. It's really good. Okay, three more products, guys, that I've used that I've really enjoyed, and there are two eye creams, and then there's one that's like an exfoliant. So let's talk about the eye creams first. So I have two eye creams that I've really enjoyed, and I know you're probably like, Gabe, you're just like, but yeah, I'm extravagant. So I mean, not to say that you need two eye creams, but I mean it. But that's just the way I am. So I tried. The reason why is because I had so many samples of all these different eye creams, and I tried all of their eye creams and serums and everything. And these are the two that I really enjoyed the most and saw the most benefit with. So this is the White Lucent Anti-Dark Circle for Eyes. This is such a beautiful product. If you have dark circles, if you're having a problem with dark circles, this is such a good product because I feel like lately, I just felt like I've gotten, because I've not been getting enough sleep lately. I just felt like I've been a little bit more darker. I've really been enjoying this one because it's very, very lightweight, but it's something about it that really brightens the eye area. But it makes it just goes really right into the eye, but it just really brightens the eye and makes it feel so good. And it's to me, it's still not enough moisture. So I put the other eye cream over top of it, but it is a really beautiful eye cream. So if you're looking for something just to brighten dark circles and you kind of want something to help a little bit, because I think it does help a little bit with like lines and wrinkles too, but it just is more of a brightening eye cream. You may really enjoy this one because it's really great. They do sell this one at Ulta and Sephora, I believe, and it is really good. It's about $65, I believe, just like most eye cream. The one that is the top seller in Sephora and the top seller in Ulta and in the department stores. This one is the Beneficence Wrinkle Smoothing Eye Cream. This one is a top seller, and I don't know if you, it is like such a big seller in Sephora and Ulta. They sell so much of this eye cream. They're always out of it. It is one of their top rated eye creams. It is a really super rich, luxurious eye cream. It feels really good around the eye area, but then again, it goes into just like that. You can see it. It's very, I would show you in the back of my hand, but my hand got so much on it now, you can't really tell. But it just feels really luxurious underneath the eye areas. If your eyes are very dry and you need that extra hydration and you like something a little bit more, not too thick, but it still goes like a thick to a thin, but then it spreads and then it's very hydrating. I mean, it feels very emollient, but yet it really sets beautifully up underneath makeup. It doesn't make anything travel. It's just a really good overall eye cream. I would definitely recommend this one because you could use it day and night. This one's just a really good one if you have like more dark circles or you're wanting to brighten a little bit more. And you can definitely use them together because I use this a little bit of this right over top of this one, and I love the combination together. They're both wonderful. And then last but not least is this product. Now, this product you can only buy on Shiseido.com. I also found it on Macy's. I can't find it anywhere else on any other retailer that carries Shiseido. So it's just one that you can't find in all retail stores. But I do know that Macy's and I do know that Shiseido.com carries it. And it's a product that they've had for a very long time. I don't know if they're going to keep it around much longer, but I mean, but I absolutely love it. And I've used this before and just fell in love with it, and I had to have more of it because it's so great. This is the Firming Massage Mask. So what it is, it's like a gel, and if you guys can see, there look like little beads in it. So when you put it on, you put it on the skin, you put an elaborate amount on your skin. You put it on the skin and you can feel in it a little bit. So it's a little bit of the beads. It's almost like an exfoliant, but you massage it into the skin. So there's a certain massage that you do on the skin to massage it in. And basically it helped to just exfoliate dead skin, helped improve circulation. It's got like a little bit of an emollient base to it. So it gives this really beautiful glow. And then when you rinse it away, it just feels really good. So it's like an exfoliant, but you use it like a massage cream. But it has like little beads in it, but you would use it like maybe once or twice a week just to really revitalize your skin. But it makes such a big difference, and I love using it. I love using it before I get in the shower. I'll just take it and put it all over my skin and really massage it all in, or maybe after I've shaved. I really love that too, and it just makes your skin have this really beautiful glow. It really deep cleans the skin to me. It gives you a really beautiful exfoliant, but it doesn't feel tight or dry after you get finished with it either. It makes your skin feel really amazing. So with that said, guys, we are done with going over all of the products that I fell in love with in Shiseido. Like I said, I could talk on and on for hours about every single product that I tried, but these are the ones that I love the most, and the bigger sizes are ones that I've already purchased from the samples that I had, and these are the ones that I've enjoyed. I will tell you this much on my journey with Shiseido. I have really, really enjoyed it. It has been a beautiful journey. And by the way, this is not paid for, by the way. Because I work for Dior and I work for Lancome, and I don't, nobody pays me to do this. So, this is just something that I wanted to do for myself because my skin needed a break from them because I've been using them for so long. I just needed a little bit of a break. And I wanted to try something a little bit different. And I've loved the journey so far. I don't know if you guys have noticed lately, but if you go back, I think I remember telling you guys, I don't know which video it was in November, that I would start in a journey. It might have been even maybe my October favorites. I can't remember, but one of them I told you that I'd started using it and that we were going to see how it kind of played out. And, after about 3 months or so of using it, I feel like I have seen a big difference in my skin. I noticed my skin is a lot more supple. It's a lot more brighter. I don't feel as red as I did before. Not that any of those other products were doing that. I just feel like I've noticed some changes in my skin. I'm going to be talking about another video about some other products that I've used on my neck and stuff to do a little bit more of tightening and stuff on that area. But so far so good with this product. I absolutely love everything that I bought. There's nothing that I have not enjoyed. I've enjoyed all the samples that I've gotten to. They're just, all of them are beautiful. It's just most of them just to give me enough moisture. This is what works more for my skin. And I will continue to use these. I'm not going to plan on changing any skincare anytime soon because I've already invested in it. The only two that I didn't mention that I do use in my regimen that I didn't tell you guys about was, this is the Avene. This is just a water spray. It's just a thermal water spray. I also love the La Roche-Posay. They have one as well. And then, Evian has one too. I like to take this and just kind of like spritz it over the skin after you get done with your cleansing, after you get done with cleansing and everything. And then before I go into toner, I spray my face down really well with this to keep it really wet. And then I put everything over top of it just to keep it wet consistently. And it just makes your skin feel really, really good. So I think that really helps you with hydration, especially this time of year. And the one thing in Dior that I did not give up was the Dream Skin. Then the Dream Skin, I use it every day. I have it on now too. I use it at the end of the regimen. I put it all over my skin, almost like a primer, and it just really makes my skin look really smooth and stuff. But some nights I have to be a little careful because sometimes using some of these, they're so active that the Dream Skin is active too. It can be a lot on my skin, so I have to be a little careful. I have to pick and choose when I use this. I can't use it every day, but it does feel, and I still keep including it in my regimen. But that's it. I've been using it, and I've been loving it, and they're great products. And I'm not trying to say you guys need to go out and buy it, but but if you guys have been curious about Shiseido, or if you've ever wondered about Shiseido, I know that it's kind of that brand that's around on the other side of the department store, or it's a little gondola by itself out and just, Ulta and Sephora. They don't have all the products there in Ulta and Sephora. They get more of the collections and more of the bigger products in stores. So I would definitely check it out in store before Sephora and Ulta because I just think you could see more and test more. And not only that, they get more samples too. So if you really want to try some things, sit down and talk to somebody about which ones you think would be the best ones for you. But if you're dry like me, I don't think you can go wrong with any of the ones that I've suggested. If there is something that you're interested in, I have links and everything down below if you want to check those out. I don't have a code or anything for any of these. I do, the one that I'm actually working with this is Macy's. So if you want to go down, I've got all my affiliated links with Macy's. So you guys can, usually sometimes Macy's will do a discount and stuff. So you just have to keep checking on it. Also just to throw this out there, just remember that down below right here, there is a new column that YouTube has added to my underneath my name so there's a little $sign and it says thanks. So if you guys ever want to give a tip or you ever want to leave anything or whatever, that just helps to go towards my channel. It just helps to support the channel. So if you want to do that, you can too. If not, I really do appreciate you just watching. So that helps a lot too. And when you watch a video all the way through, that helps a lot too. I mean, oh my God, it's just like so many, you know, if you like the video, make sure you subscribe, make sure that you click the bell, you know, all that good stuff. You know, that really helps too. You know, anything you do to help support me or help the channel, it helps me a lot with, you know, buying things, showing you guys things, anything that's new. We're trying not to buy a lot of new stuff this season. We're trying to be a little bit very selective about what we buy. But we're coming up with some good stuff, and there's going to be some good stuff coming out. So we will keep up with some new reviews and things like that too. And a lot of good, get ready with me's and, you know, shopping the stash and all that good stuff too. You know, be safe, be strong, be proud, then tall, love yourself. Remember to tell somebody that you love them today because life is way too short. Also remember to be kind to someone because kindness can go off a long way. And also remember to smile, enjoy life, enjoy yourself because, you know, you only live once. And we will see you again in the next episode. Take care. Bye.